Hello, my name is Natalie Lowe and I'm about to meet an amazing man. His name is Simon. Simon suffered from a stroke over 10 years ago and he's managed to turn his whole life around by joining the FitSteps family. Let's hear his story. Simon, thank you for chatting with me today.
You're welcome.
I just saw you dancing in your FitSteps class and you are amazing.
Oh, thank you.
I just loved watching you. You were just really concentrating and you were beaming. Tell me what it is that you love about FitSteps classes.
Well, when I come here, I'm a little bit sluggish, but when I dance, I'm just happy. And then when I go home, it's like a drug. It's a very nice thing. So it's fantastic. You learn the steps, and the Elise is fantastic.
Elise is your FitSteps instructor,
yeah. And it's a community thing as well. And and another thing is if you practice it every week, you will get better. So it's a very powerful thing. So thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome. I must admit, I was getting very emotional watching you.
Oh.
Because I do feel very proud that actually we've delivered or created something that actually makes people really happy.
Yeah.
And I feel that I don't think anybody should feel daunted by coming to a class because, like you just said, you learn more week in, week out, and you will improve.
Yeah.
Some people think, actually, I can't dance, I'm never going to be able to do that.
Yes.
And I hear a lot of people say, I'm too old to do that, and they're only 58.
Yeah, it's
what would be your advice to these people?
I think, well, when I started, I was really bad, but I just came to the class every 2 times a week, and you improve slowly but surely. So it's a very powerful thing. If you practice every week, you will get better.
So tell me about your life. You were a geologist, scientist, lecturer.
In Australia, actually.
In Australia,
Yeah.
I know. You were down under in my part of the world.
Yes.
So was it in gold mining?
Yes, yeah. And then I switched to remote sensing, and I did that for 10 years maybe. And then I went to Namibia and did my PhD, and then I had a job in America and Maryland University. Yeah, so that was it was very, very nice. And then I had my stroke, which was a major one, and so the early days, well, actually, Diane, my wife, she thought I was going to die, but I didn't, but I lost my, I couldn't speak at all for many months, and so it was sort of bleak. Actually, it wasn't bleak for me. Interesting. It was. Everyone else was very, very sad. But I progressed a little bit with physio and the NHS service. It was brilliant at the early stages. But I plateaued supposedly. So the plateau. If you have a stroke, after that, if you haven't improved by 10 months or something.
9 months.
Yeah,
yes,
9 months. Yeah, that's it. So you've plateaued, and that was not nice to hear.
Plateaued, as in that's where you're going to be now for the rest of your life.
Yes, and that is a terrible message for any stroke survivors, but it's just wrong. The old doctors, they say about the plateau period, but the new doctors, the neuroscientists based, they say if the plateau period is real, but if you train every day, you will get better. You know, maybe not completely better, but better. Yeah.
And that's just that little bit of hope that you needed to hear.
Yes.
That actually,
yes,
there is a way forward for me, and I'm not going to stand here and listen to.
Yes. Yeah. So that was it was very empowering. Message, and Andrew, my twin brother, he bought me a book about the neuroscientist, and I read it, and it was very empowering also. And Jane Gregg, she's a friend, and she works with me as well. So, but so the message is, if you've had a stroke, don't give up. You will get incrementally better if you do drills.
Yes.
And the drills I do is that I listen to a talking book and repeat it back, and play my guitar and sing.
I can't believe that. I'm sorry, I have to interrupt you right there. You rap.
Yes.
That is incredible.
Yes.
Did you start singing and then you thought, oh, actually, I need to do rapping because that is going to it's faster?
Yes. Ed Sheeran, he had a stutter when he was growing up, and I listened to him at Desert Island Discs, and he said he had a stutter, and then his uncle said, rap music, you need to do rap music, and then he listened to Eminem, my favorite. Love him. And he started to rap, and his stutter went, and he said it's because it programmed his brain, so he's fine now, and it was because of rap.
So Simon, tell me a little bit about this book, The Brain That Changes Itself, that you have studied the drills on. Tell me a bit more about that.
Yeah.
How it's improved your life.
Yeah. Well, it reconfirmed, that the plateau myth is not true. And if you do loads of drills, then you will get better. So it was a very positive, and it was because I was going to a psychiatrist, and she was the old school, and she said, "You've plateaued. You need to just manage your condition," and that was not helpful.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, it was the right time to buy Andrew to buy me that book. You know.
So you play the guitar, you sing, you rap, and you
dance. Yeah.
Tell me about that. How does FitSteps make you feel?
Very, very happy, very positive, and sort of chill, and it's there was a documentary on BBC One, and they studied which exercises are better for the brain or fitness, and the best one was dancing. So that is very nice to hear.
Great to hear. I should be a genius. I've been dancing for 35 years. What happens?
Your brain is very nice because you can learn steps so easily. It's a very lovely thing to be you.
And just before I started speaking to you, I said, thank you for having me here to talk about having a stroke and about working through your condition, working through the plateau. And I said, I'm actually sorry to be here because it's not a great thing that you've been through, but then you were about to say something to me. And it was about that actually you're not sure that it has been a bad thing.
No, I think I am so much happier now. I was working for a university and down south, and I wasn't really happy, and then I came. I had the stroke, and then I moved here, and my family is here, and it's the town is walkable, and so nice. And my mum was here, so it was a very good thing to stop working and come here. So I think. It's a positive thing. I don't feel sad at all.
Is that because you're now doing things like singing,
yes,
rapping, things that you would probably have never have done? Would you say?
Yeah.
I don't want to put words in your mouth.
I'm more focused on learning songs and So
things that make you happy.
And it's very strange. And. I nearly died. It was touch and go, but I didn't, and I want to have a full life.
One of the reasons I'm here today is because I saw a documentary on your recovery, your life, and that was filmed 2 years ago.
Yes.
And I cannot believe the difference from your speech 2 years ago to now. I found that quite fascinating. Maybe you haven't realised the.
If it's improved, I think it's to do with rap. Do you want to? I've got a.
Have you got yourself rapping?
Yeah.
I'd love to hear it.
Oh.
This is brilliant. You're even playing the guitar. You rap and play the guitar at the same time.
And it's very strange. I heard Ed Sheeran saying about his stutter, and I wanted to rap because it's will be good for me, and that was 1.5 years ago, and so I've been studying the words, and it's a very fast song, and then I had to do the guitar bit. So it's like dancing.
There's so much to think about.
Yes. It's a little bit slow.
That's amazing.
So I think that
I love it. I literally want it in my life every day. You're going to be famous. It's great. You must be so proud. It's a huge achievement. I just think you're incredible, honestly. Do you sing when you dance?
Yeah, sometimes.
You're just going to be like, you're going to be everywhere. You're going to be on the billboards. Simon Trigg, watch out. Tell me how special Elise is to you, your FitSteps instructor.
She is fantastic. She's very, very positive, very loving. She's a great dancer as well.
She certainly is.
And Elise, she says that if you enjoy it, don't feel pressured at all.
Yes. She definitely works you quite hard, doesn't she?
Yes, which is good.
Relentless. Or maybe was it because I was here today?
No, she's like that always.
If you could sum up in one sentence about dance, about what FitSteps does for you, what would it be?
Oh gosh. I feel happy and positive and sort of clever a little bit.
Smarter. Yeah. Making me feel smarter the more I'm sitting here. I'm just going to tell the world I'm a genius. Yes, I actually think that I need to think of myself more positively. It's so the weirdest thing. I'm sorry, I'm putting it back onto myself. But you think, my gosh, I've danced my whole life. Yeah. There are people out there like yourself, a scientist and a lecturer, and I just think, I really should have learnt something more in my life.
No, I admire you, really.
Aww, and I admire you for what you're doing, and you're such a special person. You're lovely inside and out, and I just feel so grateful to have met you.
Oh.
Very, very, extremely inspiring.
Oh.